sort of come to the realization that I might talk too fast. I can't help it though, that's just... I talk fast. I'm a fast talker. Anyways, today's video. I read my first dark romance. That happened. I read my first dark romance. And I loved every freaking second of it. Today's video, as you can probably tell from the title, is about Gothikana, the book by Runix. This is not only my first dark romance, but my first book from Runix, which would make sense because I'm pretty sure she only writes dark romances, but I could be wrong. And I had zero idea what to expect. I am not in the dark romance world. My realm mostly consists of fantasy, rom-com, romance, and some mystery thriller thrown in, but dark romance, I had not made it to that point. And I've seen people making videos about the cat and mouse duet. I know there's other dark romances. I don't know, but from what I've seen, I don't really know. I don't know if that's my cup of tea. So I was extremely nervous to start reading Gothikana, but when I read the synopsis, I was all in. Like, I didn't even realize it was a dark romance book, even though it says it right on the cover. It sounded interesting to me, so I took a chance, and I'm very glad that I did. Especially since, because now I'm also reading the Darkverse series. Listen, when I go in, I go all in. There's no stopping me. I find something I like, and then I kill it. I overconsume it almost immediately. I did it with Sarah J. Maas's books, except for Crescent City. I have not read that yet. But Ekatar, Throne of Glass. I do it with TV shows that I like. I will watch them over and over and over again until I can, word for word, the originals, Teen Wolf, Charmed, like the OG Charmed, like, seen them multiple times. K-pop, I've done it, okay? Like, you get what I'm saying? I overconsume it till it literally just drowns my soul into whatever that is. So here we are. Gothikana. I went on a tangent. Woof. I just saw the genre, the labeled genre on Goodreads for Gothikana is paranormal, and now I have a bone to pick because, as you'll see in the clips that I recorded a month ago, I'm so bad at this. The clips that I recorded, as you'll see, I couldn't figure out. I kept saying there is a paranormal, supernatural aspect. But by the time I got to the end of the book, I didn't get that. Well, I guess she hears voices. I thought that was more of a mental health thing, though. Okay, you know what? Scrap everything that I said. I don't know what I'm talking about. Also, this is not a spoiler-free vlog. I am so sorry. I feel like I'll put it in the title because I feel like I should have said that before. I am just going to say whatever I feel like saying. Whatever comes out of my mouth is going to come out of my mouth, you know? So not only is this a teacher-student romance, Corvina gets invited to attend the University of Varanmore, which is a cool, creepy, gothic castle. I'm all freaking for that. Are you kidding me? I love that. I love that so much. She has a romance with her teacher slash student TA slash whatever VAD. Spicy romance, if I do say so myself. Sorry, my laptop is right here, so I can reference the synopsis of the story because, as I said in my last video, I have the memory of a goldfish. Short term, long term, I'm not doing well up there mentally. Once my mind processes things, it immediately lets it go. So I need help remembering what the heck the story was about. People go missing on this ball that happens every 5 years. There were students that were murdering the village people back in the day. They themselves got murdered. There's suicide. This book really had it all. Runix really said, we're just gonna throw it all in there. There are trigger warnings. It's not the worst book I read. It's basically like a fantasy book. People die in fantasy books all the time. Or in the fantasy books that I read, I don't know. The book is very... See, I talk so fast. I talk faster than my brain and my mouth want me to. And so I'm always tripping over my words or messing up what I'm going to say. Anyways, this book is very mysterious, macabre, morbid. Love. I love it all. What I expected going into this book, what did I expect? I expected a gothic tale of two people who live in a castle and they fall in love. Creepy little gothic people falling in love. My heart. That's my heart. That's what I wanted. That's pretty much what I got from the story. So, check. I think I have rambled on quite enough. So, I will now be inserting clips of when I was reading this book. And if you didn't watch my last video, you will see that I am at work. I do a lot of reading at work. There's a lot of downtime because of my job. But I'm not really supposed to. So you will see me, you'll see. You'll just see. Just know if I'm whispering, if I'm looking around, it's because I'm trying not to get caught reading at work. Okay? Don't tell on me. Do not tell on me for reading at work. Okay? So here are some clips that I recorded. It's time. While I've always been a vampire, demon, werewolf, fae, fantasy type girly, I love that. I love that so much. Dark romance has never been my type of thing. I don't know how to feel about it. I think if some impressionable readers read it, it could be dangerous. But I understand it's fiction. There's tons of fiction books about killers and people who did bad things, so I understand. I just personally have never wanted to read a dark romance for myself. Unless it's like vampires or demons. I don't understand. I understand it's hypocritical. I get it. I can tell there's hypocrisy there. So, with that being said, I downloaded my first dark romance. And it is by Runix, who I have heard of. I don't know a lot of dark romance. I just know about the cat and mouse duet and then the losers duet. Well, when I saw Gothikana, I was kind of intrigued. I also don't really do story retellings. Like, I saw this said that it was like a sort of Beauty and the Beast type. I avoid those. It's been done. I don't really want to reread it again, you know. I really need to start like writing down my thoughts to put them together, because the second I put a camera on myself, I'm like, book. There's nothing else here. It's all gone. It's poof. Anyways, the synopsis sounded good. I was intrigued. Kind of gave me like gothic vampire vibes. The dude's name is Vad, which just makes me think of Vlad. So I figured I would try it. I do have to say that I loved the dedication. Thought that was so cute. I put an image. I took a little video Snapchat of what the dedication was, because I'm at work like I always am. And you know, there's always a supervisor or somebody around me when I'm up at the main gate, so I can't really talk as much because people are gonna be like, why are you talking to a camera, you weirdo? So the dedication is cool. The quotes, we've got Bram Stoker and Edgar Allan Poe, can't lose, winners, love both of them. Oscar Wilde, like, we are 10 out of 10 with the quotes so far, love them. The Picture of the Crow, love it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see you. I'm excited. I did see the author's note. Human sacrifice? Okay. I haven't read about human sacrifices before, but I did watch season 3A of Teen Wolf, so I think it was 3A. Season 3 was the best season of Teen Wolf, hands down. Pretty sure it was 3A. Either way, there's human sacrifices there too, so like, I'll try it. Just reading the initial few pages and like the little, when Corvina was 10 years old, really enjoying those vibes. Like the whole witchy type aspect that it's portraying. Also love that it's a university. I mean, just kind of love little placed settings like that, and the map, you love a good map. I'm not a super big map girly. I mean, so far so good. Corvina is my girl, I'm not even about to lie. Well, first, she reminds me of like a little Yennefer from The Witcher, with the dark black hair and the purple eyes and everything. Love. Although I don't like Yennefer in the show. Anyways, not the point. She'd never really interacted with men, although she loved reading about them. I love it. Books had become her refuge, especially books with men, humans, shapeshifters, or aliens who fell in love hard and claimed their woman, body, and soul. Those were her favorite. Girl, me too! I'm so with you. I am so with you. I have such high hopes for this book. That is so great. I'm so happy. Pleasantly surprised. But she knew the books she read were fictional, and the chances of her, of all people, finding anything remotely similar were slim. And that's so sad, and like, I understand. Like, I have a boyfriend. We've been together for 12 years. And even sometimes I'm like, oh, this fictional man. Oh, I'll never find somebody like him. But girl, I understand and I feel you. I understand. But you about to find a morally great man that's gonna love you, girl, I promise. I am very curious to figure out like what this is exactly about, because they just keep talking about people with odd backgrounds and people with odd circumstances, and she may or may not have been in a psychiatric hospital, still working through that one. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on here? Is there magic? Is she an actual witch, like the vibes we're giving earlier? Are they all like different creatures? Or is it something completely mundane? I don't know. Every student here has come from odd circumstances, and her mom didn't ever really talk. And everybody thought she was creepy. And if it's just because she had violet eyes, like, is that really something to be weirded out about? Like, what is this, like the 1700s? And everybody thought she'd be a witch or something? I don't understand. If I ran into somebody with purple eyes, I would want to befriend them immediately. Why am I cracking up at Corvina asking if it's not allowed to hook up with the professor? I know what books you've been reading, girl. I know what books you've been reading, girl. So every black ball somebody goes missing, huh? Human sacrifice. Ritualistic sacrifice. Oh shit, fam. Why are they doing human sacrifices every 5 years? Okay, no, because why am I kind of getting freaked out with how much I relate to this girl? Because she just walked into her English class and they're describing the class, right? And they're like, there's windows on the side and in the back. And I'm like, where would I go if I were to sit in this class? And I'm like, I'm going right to that back corner and have windows on the side and the back. So I can look out them and whatever. But that's what I'm like. And heading to the back of the class to a seat in the corner with windows both on her right and at her back is where she decides to sit and look up the fucking window. Like, that is me. That's creepy. I always have to laugh when they mention ages, and she's like, I forgot how much older I was than everybody else. Her being 21, everybody else being 18, 19, 20. Sometimes she felt a century older than the new friends around her. A century older than people 1 to 3 years younger than you. I feel I'm just too old, I guess. I'm too old. I have gotten too old. I have been so excited to read this book. Like, I don't really want to put it down, and I keep reading it like a few pages here and there every time I get a chance to. And then I get really irritated when somebody interrupts me. So clearly the book is going very well and I like it. There were some spots that I was reading last night that I wasn't able to film a reaction to or talk about, but I'm ready to talk about them. And the library scene, you know, if you read it, how do I say this? You know, the first thing you have in the library, pretty much, with Vad. And then, you know, fantastic. And also, one thing I'm confused and iffy about is why is Jade so adamant about not going to the woods, staying away from this dude? I swear she knows something. She knows something, and it's gonna be bad. She's gonna be on the bad side or something. That's a theory, and a barely put together theory, but I'm getting vibes about her. And also, I was a little bit confused because they were sitting around telling the story about the people that were doing the sacrifices, and then the students that went and killed them. And they referred to these people as the Slayers. And then, like, a chapter later, she's like, what's a Slayer? And then Jade was like, what are Slayers? And they had to be re-explained. And I'm like, girl, we just talked about this. Why are you confused? I'm not confused. Why are you confused? You're living it. Like, I don't know. And the unknown POV? Who is that? Is it just like a higher being or something? Not like a god or something, but like a conscious being? I don't know what to call it. Who is it? Is it like a group of people? Is it the Slayers? Like, that was interesting. I kept wondering when we were going to have another POV because I keep seeing Corvina over and over. So the unknown was interesting. Also, I keep calling her like Karina and Kavina. For some reason, her name is just not, it's not sticking for me. There was one other thing that I just read earlier. The kiss? They kissed, and then the regret afterwards. She could see that he regretted afterwards. Oh my God, it hurt. It hurt. I was like, oh, no. I'm sorry, him taking her braid in the car during the storm, the braid. Okay. Okay. I never regretted kissing you, little crow. I'm blinding myself. I never regretted kissing you. Then what did you regret? Having to end it? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All I know is pain. All I know is pain. Him wanting to know who Mo is so funny to me. I love it. And I am currently slouching in this seat with my knee up to block the sun because I could move the truck. I'm just not going to. Okay. The scene where he corners her in the library when she grabs the Jane Eyre book and he asks those questions. You know, the questions. I'm not supposed to like it, but I do. I liked it. I liked it. Okay, hear me out. And this might be completely far-fetched, but when she first saw the girl in the lake, like when she first discovered the lake, I kind of had a weird feeling it was her. And she keeps hearing this feminine voice. I'm wondering, one, maybe she has powers, but what if it's some type of magic or premonition or something that's warning her that that's going to be her? Like, she's going to be the girl that's face down in the lake. Also, why do I have creepy feelings about Troy's brother? Not like he's giving, like, weird feelings, but why did he want to meet at the lake? And why does he want to go to the bridge? The middle of the bridge. Like, is he going to push her off or something? I don't know why I feel that way. So the castle and the mountain are both Vad's. And also, Ajax says, looks like old Zelda was right after all. And Vad says, let's hope for your sake she wasn't right. So is she gonna do something to Ajax? Or, like, be a catalyst for something? Interesting. It means that while I'm not a good man, not by any stretch of the imagination, I'm not the evil haunting this place. I'm the evil hunting for it. Something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me because I like that. Why do I like that? Oh. Okay. Okay. Excuse me? Vad's grandfather did what? He did what times 2? Sir. You're taking all of my first, Mr. Devereux. I will take all your last too, Miss Gwen. Mark my words. Sir, if you don't stop right now. I told you it was her. I told you it was her. I told you it was her. I knew it was her floating in the water. I knew it. I knew it. The way he yanked her hair to get her to concentrate on him and like break out of her panic. I get it. I get what he was trying to do. But if somebody were to pull my hair like that, I'm stabbing them. Don't pull my hair. Do not pull my hair like that. I will hurt you. I feel like there has to be something that connects the suicides to the killings before. Maybe whoever that 15th person is, since they only found 14 bodies. And if it's the girl that she keeps hearing, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, now that I am out in the open and free to be as loud as I want to, I can freak out about the fact that I was right. I knew that was Corvina floating in the water. I knew it was going to be her. I'm brilliant, I swear. Just kidding. I just knew it was going to be her. I had a feeling. And also, I'm guessing this shack girl is going to be the girl that went missing from the last ball. I still think... Still trying to figure out what the connection would be between the suicides and the murders. There has to be a connection, because why would they be two separate things? I don't know. And there's been so much. Vad telling her he loves her. I loved it. It was fantastic. I'm still iffy about everybody. There's gonna have to be a betrayal coming up. I just know it. And I feel like it's Jade for some reason. But also, Ajax kind of gives me creepy vibes. Like, when they went out to the shack together, just them. No, something felt weird there, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I love this book a lot more than I ever expected to. I thought it sounded interesting. I liked it was kind of gothic, spooky, dark, creepy. I loved that. I loved that. I'm liking this a lot more than I thought I would. And I love how possessive it... Now, if a person in real life was that possessive... if a person in real life was that possessive... I can talk. Of me... Like, maybe I like it like a little bit at first, but it would quickly get old. But I'm loving it in this book. Their mountain references are so cute. When he said that she could build her castle on his mountain and he'd protect her, like, oh, I already died the first time, and now he said, and this mountain would crack before it let anything happen to your castle. Remember that. Please stop. Please stop. I can't keep doing this. I cannot keep doing this. Side note for future Brittany, please buy a tripod or like a car mount or something, because my arm is tired. I'm tired of holding my phone all the time. Do something about it. The ring scene, him giving her the ring and the inscription. I'll never know peace. I will never know peace. I will not let you go into the unknown alone. Are you kidding me? I knew I didn't like her. I knew it. And now it makes sense why everyone around her is dying and committing suicide. She's the one. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that bitch Jade was up to no good. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I called it. I knew that shit from day one almost. Are you kidding me? Everybody around her is dying, but nobody's gonna look at that as suspicious because they're gonna feel bad for her. No, you are killing these people. Like, hello, you are my #1 suspect. Are you kidding me? Oh, and she's insane, insane, wanting to be with her, what, cousin? Oh no, are you kidding me? They're cousins, right? Yeah. Oh no. Oh, she's insane. It just hit my elbow really badly on the locker. Oh my god. Oh my god, all because of Jade. Oh, and then I feel bad because it's not really Jade. Like, that poor girl's dead. Which means she was the shadow that they saw in the shadow. My elbow hurts. Oh my god. I just realized that Varenmore is an anagram for Nevermore, which is now engraved on her wedding band. Well, I finished the book, and I don't know what to do with myself now. I loved it. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It gave me everything that I didn't know I wanted. And it was fantastic. I like how it was kind of bordering on magical and supernatural while also staying completely mundane and like within the realm of possibilities. It wasn't too far-fetched. Like, it could have happened. It also could have been Ghost. I don't know. We don't know. The book leaves a lot up in the air, which a lot of the time I hate, but in this case, I'm going to let it slide. I really liked it. Then Devereaux, fantastic. Love him. He is amazing. We love morally gray men in this household. We stan. I have no complaints about that man. I really don't. He is chef's kiss. I went into this thinking it was going to be a lot darker than it was. This wasn't really any darker than any fantasy that I've read. So maybe I need to read like a different dark romance, or if this is the genre of dark romances, then maybe I've been missing out because, listen, I'm not upset about anything that happened. No part of me is upset about anything that happened. Also, I was so right about Jade. I knew it. I knew she wasn't up to no good. I thought it was weird that she kept warning her off about that and acting like, you're going in the woods. Like, she was so cagey about so much stuff. And I'm like, I don't really like you. I don't really like you. And like, well, it's not real Jade. Sorry, rest in peace to that poor girl. Whoever fake Jade was. I knew it. I did not see a hallucinogenic tree, though. That was interesting. An interesting concept. I feel like Runix was kind of leaving the door open because they're going back to Nevermore. Maybe there would be another book. I think it'd be interesting, but I don't know. I don't think there'd really be a point. I don't really care too much to learn about the things that weren't answered, like whoever that little boy was in the library. Or what happened to Roy. Somebody else is there, though. Whoever's staying in that tunnel from the bonus scene, there's somebody else there that's whoever's the person that's taking the people every 5 years. That's what never got answered. Maybe I do want a second book. Because Jade only messed with Alyssa and Troy. So there's somebody who's taking people every 5 years. And that's why there's skulls in that tunnel. Okay. As you can probably tell, I loved this book. I loved this book. I loved it more than I ever expected to. With every fiber of my being, I love this book. Which means I'm going to have to go out and buy the freaking physical copy of it. Which is kind of irritating because I don't have any room on my bookshelf. But that is a later Brittany problem. That's not a right now Brittany problem. Okay? Morally gray men. Let's be real. I think most of my book girlies love morally gray men. I love morally gray men. It just is what it is. Probably because I read fantasy novels, so most of the men that I love are fae or demons or vampires of that sort, and they kill people, but I can't help myself, you know. You can't help who you fall in love with. That's whatever. I even said in my Goodreads review, yeah, throw your laptop. That's the smart thing to do. We also very much stand morally gray men in this household, and Vad Deverell definitely gives us morally gray. Bless his heart and his mouth. Now, I'm upset because I'm going to be comparing all of my book boyfriends against this man. Apparently, I felt very, very strongly about Vad. Which, fair. But I did really like that this story could have went anywhere. Runix could have leaned into the supernatural aspect. They could have kept it completely mundane and human. And I like that Runix kept it all up in the air. It could have been paranormal, supernatural, serial killers. Like, I like that it was very much just open. I do think that while I don't think Runix plans on making like a second book for this series, this book, it's so open-ended that there could be a sequel to it, and I'd be down. I'd go back to Varanmore in a heartbeat. I had a great time. And there are still some unanswered questions, like the skulls in that tunnel, or the being in that tunnel. There's still some stuff that could be written about, but if Runix doesn't, then it's fine. It's perfectly fine where it ended. Let's see if I highlighted anything on my Kindle. Good Lord. I read too many books. Or quote too many things. Aha! Any library scene. Any and all library scenes between Corvina and Vad. All the way here for it. Any smutty scene between Corvina and Vad. All the way here for it. All the way here. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not upset about it. There's one quote. Death is fascinating. It's the only inevitability of life, but one that most people spend their lives trying to outrun. Which is so true. I'm one of those people. If you are a vampire, or you know of any vampires, or you're immortal and you're watching this video, like, hit me up. Hit me up, please, because I fear death. And I would love to be immortal, even though this world is going to hell, but that is a different conversation for a different day. Anyways, I relate. Character death can be the most powerful weapon in a writer's arsenal, but it's one that needs to be used extremely carefully. Now, I write on the side. I've written many stories, and whenever I share them with people, I always get yelled at because I do not hesitate to kill my characters off. But, like, tastefully. I don't do it all the time. But in a lot of my stories, especially like fantasy or horror, I'm killing somebody off. I'm sorry. It's happening. So I completely agree with this because it is an extremely powerful tool. And it is a good way to drag your reader's emotions through the mud. And I am sick and I enjoy that. I quoted, "Even your demons must sing." His eyes open at that. "And what do your demons do, little crow?" She looked away. "Scream." That just reminded me of Lydia on Teen Wolf, one of my favorite characters on Teen Wolf. And she was a banshee and she was always screaming. She heard voices in her head and she was screaming. And that just, I love Lydia. I love that quote. A lot of the quotes in the book were just so perfect. I loved every minute of it. I said that weird, didn't I? Whatever. There was one from Pablo Neruda in the sonnet 17. Ooh, it's been a minute since I've tried to read Roman numbers. It is, "I love you as certain dark things are to be loved, in secret, between the shadow and the soul." The whole, "You're my mountain, Vad," and him saying to build her castle on his mountain. First of all, great analogy. Great metaphor. I don't even know if it is a metaphor. That's such a good, I loved that. I'm not moving anywhere. build your castle as fucking high as you want. It's like, I'll never know peace reading this book. Reading their story, I'll never know peace. You're taking all of my first, Mr. Deverell, she whispered quietly as a confession. His arms tightened. I will take all of your last too, Miss Clem. Mark my words. Like, is there really anything else to say? Is there anything else left to say? And this mountain would crack before it let anything happen to your castle. Remember that. I'm convinced, especially after reading Darkverse, I'm convinced that Runix just wants us all to suffer. We all suffer. Suffering. Suffer. And we will leave it with the Edgar Allan Poe quote from The Premature Burial. The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? Ooh. 10 out of 10. I gave this book 5 stars. It's a 5-star for me. That's it. I loved it. And that's all I have to say about that. So if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much. You deserve a round of applause. You are amazing. If you want, comment below. Tell me what I can improve upon, what I'm doing like decent in. Help me out so I can make this better. And I've also learned not to read a book and then make the video a month or 2 after, because thoughts are gone. My thoughts are gone. So I'm reading the Darkverse series right now, and I think I'll make a video about it. If that's something anybody would be interested in, just comment below and let me know. And that's it. I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and thanks for watching.